what was the emphasis on the practice ice this morning?
Just get back to doing what we do. Obviously, D-zone coverage coming up here. I don't think we played very much last night in there, but Columbus has a lot of active defensemen. A couple things for them. More or less just turn the page for us. After watching the tape, there's not much. I think 69 to 19 were the shot attempts. Chances are in our favor. So it's a game you should have won, but we didn't.
Does a practice plan change the next day, or are you flexible in what you do on the practice ice after a game like that?
Well, you got to be honest to your players, and you can't just make things up. If you go in and you make up that they were horrible, and then they see through it. So that's a game you probably should score 6. You didn't. You didn't win the game. You turn the page and you go on to the next one.
Updates on Drake Batherson and Chris Tierney.
Chris is close. Drake, nothing's changed with him. We'll keep it the same timetable. I'm not putting him at risk.
Chris Tierney ruled.
Chris, we'll see how he felt after today. We put him on a line to give him some more rushes and what have you. So we'll see how he is. I'll talk to the trainers, and that'll be a game time thing, whether tomorrow or he goes against Philly.
Just on Batherson, are you looking at like the 26th? Or is 10 more days? Or
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to ask the trainers, but like I said, he's going to have to be 1,000% for me to put him in.
You said last week he was giving your team some jam being there. Do you still feel like they're getting a lift from him, or is it kind of like he's just now normally at practice?
Yeah, he's normally at practice. I think the guys certainly want him back, and when it gets close and he comes back in, I think that'll give us the spark. But, we're not going to race him in for the sake of just putting him in. We'll continue to do what we're doing, and we want to win every game, but I'm not putting Drake at risk.
DJ, outside of the result, did you see a bit of a rejuvenated Tyler Ennis, obviously after you gave him that bit of a break for 5 games?
Yeah, I think he was, I don't know I can't remember exactly, but I think he's like plus 18 or 19 shot attempts. He had a couple good scoring chances. So, he had the puck a lot on offense. Didn't get any points or score anything, but I thought he was good.
DJ, there's been a lot of focus on Nikita Zaitsev and Josh Brown and kind of how they've been playing. I was wondering if you could offer an assessment on those two, and is there any scenario in which you could see one of them coming out of the lineup as a healthy scratch?
Who's assessing those two?
I'm just wondering if I get your assessment on Nikita Zaitsev and Josh Brown.
Yeah, I mean, you always want offense from your D. I mean, there's, to say yesterday was a great game offensively for our D would be lying. We didn't get enough. They didn't get enough pucks to the net, and I don't think either of them had a shot. And that's why our first drill today was all about D shooting and getting your head up. But it's easy to always harp on the stay-at-home guys that play defense and do all that. If you just look at the teams that won the Stanley Cup, or you look at the Calgary Flames, I mean, a guy like Gabranson, same thing here last year, right? Couldn't play. They didn't think. He's a huge part of their team, plays almost 20 minutes a night in Calgary on one of the best teams in the league. So, I think, both those guys play hard. Do they have bad games? They do. But I think they also play hard for us, and they give us some good minutes.
Is there anything that Victor Mete needs to do to get himself back in?
I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong. But you know what? We like having, a couple penalty killers in there. The offense right now is Branny and Shabby and Zub, and we're hopeful Sanderson will get here as well here shortly. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to continue to sit him. We want to get him in. One of these games probably this weekend.
And I don't want to put this all in your goaltending, but in each of their last 3 starts, your 3 goalies have given you about a .750 save percentage. I just want to know how difficult it is to try to win when you're getting like a sub 800 save percentage.
Yeah, you're not going to win. You won't win in this league if that happens. And that's why you can't overanalyze a loss to Arizona when you have 69 to 19 shot attempts. We gave up some grade A chances and they went in the net. And like I said, you could lose your group if you start leaning on them. I mean, there's some things we wanted to do better offensively, but yeah, I think I was listening to Daryl Sutter last week talk about defense, and the number one thing you need in this league is goaltending. And when it's hot, you win. When it's not, You don't. And, you know, I think we could say that for Forsberg on that road trip, how good he was in Vegas, how good he was in St. Louis, and how many good games he's had for us. You know, last time we were in Columbus, how good he was. You know, and he'll go again tomorrow. You know, and I guess you'd have to say Wedgwood made all the saves last night for them. So usually the team with the best goalie wins in this league.
But 2-1 for the first goal, is that the way you want your defending to play it, to force the guy to make a pass? Or
No, I would have liked him to slide there or not allow the pass across. You know, for me that was, you know, a freebie. Kessel's a heck of a player too. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, you're going at him and he makes that play. Yeah, for sure, we'd like to make that a harder pass across.
With Murray out, is this kind of exposing just that Gustafsson still has a ways to go before he can, you know, make a mark here?
I don't know if I'm willing to say that. It's one game, and he hadn't played in a month, you know. So certainly his next couple starts are going to be important for him, you know. And you know, you'd like to give him no odd man rushes. You'd like him to be able to feel the puck, but I don't think one game you make an assessment on a guy, you know, who's had good games for us. I don't think that's fair.
And just on a completely lighter note, are you going to be compensating Nick Holden's kids with Werther's originals or something for helping out at the beginning of practice there?
Yeah, you know what? It's great to see a guy like that, March Break, get his kids down here. You know, his dad's here. You know, that's the kind of atmosphere we want. At the same point, you know, it's so much more fun when you're winning. You know, we came back a couple wins in a row. Now we lose a couple in a row. You know, we want to get, you know, off this and get winning here. We got 3 games in 4 days. You know, we want that good feeling around here. I think there's a bottom pack of teams that you can look at right now of Jersey, Philly, ourselves, Montreal, all those guys down there. I mean, that has to be our own little race, I think, amongst ourselves. You know, and certainly we're gonna get Drake back, and that's gonna help us. But you know, we're gonna try and win as many games as we can down the stretch here and see if we can finish ahead or catch a couple teams.